The hottest pop culture stories of the day. This is Hot to Go. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Mike.
It's official. Pew, 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 pew. The Pope Big Brother house has spoken.
Oh, if only we had the cameras, though.
I know. That's the biggest letdown. We do have a new Pope. And guess what? He's from Chicago.
This is so wild because you remember yesterday?
Yeah, I remember it really well.
Thank you. I came in here very confident. I had one source and one source only that I got off of the Today Show.
Yeah.
Who said, one, we're not electing someone in their early 60s because they could be around for a couple of decades. Makes sense.
They're like, we're not ready to bet all of our 40 decades on this man.
This ain't the Supreme Court, baby. So, two, we are not, why is no one from America really up for contention? That was the rumor. And it was like, well, because at the end of the day, we don't want a superpower to have that much power because the entire Catholic Church is massive. That was a lie. Or maybe it wasn't a lie. It was just who was the source's source?
It was fake news.
I'm so disappointed.
You guys, Cardinal George of Chicago is the wildest sentence.
Leo the 14th.
We all learned a lot in this process. I mean, it is the magic of cinema because if you would have told me 2 years ago that I would have been... My sister texted me. I had just dropped something off at Kendall's house and I was about to leave and she goes, new Pope alert, and then started sending me the American flag. And I was like, what is happening?
What does America have to do with the Pope?
It's just so... I just think it's really fun when a cinema does a really good job to make you excited about something you've literally never thought about the process ever.
Brittany also texted me right when she left my house, and I said, "You're not even Catholic. Get off your phone."
First off, how dare you? I am Catholic.
You are not. You're what they call them, Jack Mormons. You're like a Jack Catholic.
I am confirmed Catholic.
It just still bothers me that means you get to take communion at the Catholic Church and I don't.
You don't like anything that you go, hey, you're not on the list, doll. Get out of here.
It's so rude. Do you know who I am?
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, you may know more about that big old binded book, but
hey,
I get to take things. I get to take food from old men. Nah. So yeah, we've got American-born Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. Oh my gosh, quite crazy. Wait, what? Nope.
Nope, you did the same thing I did. That article that was in there. Yeah. Nope. That's a completely unrelated story where we're just getting that opinion of that dude.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All of a sudden I went back and I went, that's actually not the one.
For anyone who's just watching or listening and can't read what we're reading, which is literally all of you, in this article that Brittany put in here, there's a great quote.
I didn't put it in here.
I did.
That Mike. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.
Again, she's not Catholic. So there's a quote from the bishop of the Diocese of Winona, Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And when I quickly read that, as I'm sure you both did, I went, oh my gosh, he came from here and moved up? No, that's just...
After I said Pope George, I go, I don't think that's right. And I started looking into it and I'm like, oh, it's actually Robert Francis.
Maybe we should have just let Mike take care of all this.
Yeah.
And he's been hanging out. He's born in Chicago, but he has been in Peru for a very long time. So he's American/Peruvian.
That checks out a little bit.
Yeah.
As somebody so full disclosure, my grandma, who's 99, lives in Williston, Kathleen. She is very religious. So
she's Catholic.
Very Irish Catholic. When the Pope died last time, I called her and she was bawling uncontrollably. It's a big deal. We always were told they were superheroes. They were something. A little of the mysteriousness has disappeared now that this person is from the Midwest. It's almost like finding out that Kendall is Goldie Gopher. You go, what? No.
I could be.
I'm like, what do you mean? I know that you poop. There's no way you could also be Goldie Gopher. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean he's from here?
What do you mean Santa's from St. Louis? That's not real.
That's what I also loved about the movie Conclave, because these are all just dudes doing dude stuff, hanging out.
Gossipy. And I will live and die by this. the most gossipy people in the world are just men north of 40. Just any man who's north of 40.
I thought you said north of 50.
No, I say north
You've adjusted?
of 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
I adjusted for inflation. I understand.
But I do think, like, as we get older, maybe I'll scoot it up a little. But, like, I don't know what it is. They are the most gossipy people in the are dramatic, too.
There
the
you go.
drama.
Can you give us another example of like what made you come to this theory of there is no one who can gossip better than a man over 40?
Probably working with them. That's usually a big one. Like most men I know in radio are like constantly gossiping. And I'm like, what are the things? We had a comedian in here, Rudy, who's my good friend, and he's like, this will probably be my last show in Minnesota because I'm moving to Las Vegas. That mother trucker has been here like 17 times since. And
He was
every
just
time.
in the show. Yeah, he was on our show again.
But they say the most dramatic things. They want it to be the last tour. This is the Kiss's last tour. This is freaking Journey's. This is Eagles' last tour. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You're dramatic.
Thank you.
Yeah, those Cardinals are dramatic.
And it was quick, just 4 votes. It only took 4 votes. If you watch Conclave, you understand how the process works. They got to get 2/3 majority. And in recent decades, though, most conclaves have only been a few days.
That's what I read too. The last 2 popes was the same thing. It was only like a 2-day thing.
Yep.
I'm interested to know how bad he wanted it. Like, was he in there wheeling and dealing? Was he whipping the votes? Like, what was the vibe for this Robert Francis?
House of Cards style.
Was he being
Whipping
like,
the votes.
I'll give you this, you give me that? Like, okay, I'll send you. Honestly, Peru's a good gig. I'll get you out of wherever you were. Like, we'll get you over. Like, what was the vibe? Or was he like, what we really want is like, I don't want it, guys. I don't want it. And that's why you should have it. Robert Francis.
Congrats, buddy.
Okay, congrats.
And the Cubbies, I think they're going to win another World Series now.
That's a good sign for Chicago in general.
It's true.
Put them on the map.
People need to know where Chicago is, okay?
More people need to know about Chicago and the men who now rule whole religions that are from there.
That's right. In very other news, kind of sad news, but also news in general, we want to let you know Liam Payne, his $32.2 million estate was all left up to nobody. That's because he didn't have a will. If you remember right, he passed away in October in Buenos Aires. He'd fallen. There were multiple drugs found in his system. He was off at a hotel, had fallen off of a balcony. We talked about it heavily on this show. Liam Payne had, when he passed, a 7-year-old son. And so that entire $32.2 million estate is all going to their son, Bear. This is not because of anything like Cheryl, his ex, who is the mother of Liam Payne's son. She's kind of the executor of the estate at this point, a co-executor with an attorney, since, again, he didn't have a will. It's not because it's her decision. It's because it's actually UK law that if someone passes away without any sort of no sort of will, it all goes towards the child if there's no husband, wife, or civil partner. So that means that his ex Cheryl won't get any of that, even though she's sort of in charge of running it. It means that his parents nor his sisters are getting any of it, and neither is his longtime girlfriend, Kate Cassidy, the influencer, who at the time of his death was living with him, and he was really like paying for her life.
Yeah.
After he had passed away, we heard from Kate Cassidy's friends who said, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tough for her. She has to move out of their apartment because she can't afford the rent there by herself.
Yeah.
She works as an influencer, but she doesn't have the money he has.
Yeah.
And people, of course, were like, well, she's sad that that's going to not be any of her money anymore. And this friend of hers was like, no, she's sad because her partner died.
Yeah.
But this just confirms that there was never any sign at all that she would have gotten anything. It's sad that his family, I don't know how close he was to his parents and sisters, but they won't see a dime of it. The good news, though, being that his ex-girlfriend, Cheryl, who's, by the way, a UK pop star in her own right, she organized the funeral. She's going to make sure their son is perfectly set and set up. They'll be executing this will this money, this estate, until he turns 18.
It just makes sense. And yes, it's awful. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, not great for the girlfriend. But you talk about this all the time when you talk about Helmuth and Johnson. Is if you don't have a will, other people are deciding where your money goes, and you don't have to be a bajillionaire.
No.
But I will say, like, okay, if anything that makes clear is like this kid now doesn't have a dad, and he should have some not advantages, but you should have, like, since he loses that aspect, it's like he should have some, like, something
Right.
that, like, would help him move along or adjust and, like, go to school and things like that. Like, it just makes sense. And yeah, I'm sure the girlfriend was pretty much a wife. I mean, the way they lived together, but she wasn't.
She wasn't. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is like what any parent wants, right?
Exactly.
Is that if something would happen to me, that I want to know that all of it is going to my son.
And like, okay, so she goes down to like a 2-bedroom apartment in the Bronx. It's fine. She'll be fine. Like,
she'll be fine.
She'll bounce back. She'll be just fine. And also, like, she'll grow in new ways.
Also, and as a note to that, even if Liam's ex, Cheryl, again, the mother of his son, Bear, wanted to distribute that money and be like, hey, I would actually love to give some of this, like
not
$1 million
hers.
of it
Yeah.
to his parents or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She literally, like, her hands are tied. She's managing the money for her son.
Yeah.
But she's got very limited authority and really can't distribute it at all.
That makes total sense. And like, maybe there is some like fun little loopholes, like he has a birthday party, you fly him in, people in or whatever, or get to fly the son out to go visit and at the end of the day, there's like so many great things you can do because of that. Like, you're not going to see your grandson as much. I will fly him out for the summer to hang out with you, and like, here's the salary first. I mean, there's
Right.
just like
Things you can do.
things you can do that lightens everyone load, and at the end of the day keeps those connections there.
Yeah. I mean, Brittany said it. It's so true. Like, we talk about it all the time on this show, but my husband's firm, Helmuth & Johnson, they talk about this. They're like, you don't have to have a lot, but if you don't have a trust and estate plan set up, in the UK, all of it goes to the child, but that doesn't necessarily mean that here.
Oh, it could go to the government.
Yeah,
the
like
government
they decide
could say,
what you
like,
want, what your money goes.
oh, for sure, and it changes from state to state and all that stuff. It's if you're somebody, if that means something to you, or if it means something, you better get on top of it. Go to Helmuth and Johnson.
Yep.
All right, we've talked about her quite a bit. Ariel Winter. She is Alec Dunphy from Modern Family, kind of the sister who's the nerd sister. Like the, there was like the dumb and hot sister, and she's like the nerd sister with like the glasses and whatever from Modern Family. My heart aches for her. She's had such a rough go. She started in this business very young. And as she grew up and her body changed in front of America, there was so much conversation around her. She was somebody who, like we said, went through puberty, got kind of like a larger chest, and there was so much talk about it. She talked about how she literally doesn't want to live in LA anymore because of that. She said, I received so much negativity around my body at such a young age. It was every headline I read about myself, like grown people writing articles about me saying how I look terrible or pregnant or like a fat beep. I mean, I was 14. It totally damaged my self-esteem. And she goes, I understood what it was like to be hated. No matter what I was going through, I was a target. It made it very difficult to look at myself in the mirror and go, I love this version of me.
And she was 14.
14. Ugh. And her body transformation was rough too, because there was always the compare and contrast to her sister.
Yeah, her fake TV sister.
Her fake TV sister. And she was already noted as like the not hot one. Like that was the formulaic TV aspect of her in general.
Right. There was like the popular, fun older sister, and then there was the not hot, nerdy younger sister.
Yeah.
It's just TV.
It's just TV. And that translated then as she grew and her body changed, as one does, it was just, she just said how brutal it was. And like, she's like, I can know. She goes, you don't really have to live in LA to still be in the business. If you're no longer on a network show that shoots there, you don't really have to be there. And if I get a network show, I can easily go back. But for the most part, she doesn't want to live in LA because of the turmoil that she went at a young age.
Good for her.
And do you remember how her career started at that young age? She talks about in the past how she, at the age of 4, was forced into the business by her parents. Parents that she is now emancipated or got emancipation from.
Yeah, because that was right before she turned 18, right?
Yes.
She got emancipated. I remember that.
She was the age of 17, and she's opened up basically about the abuse that she faced with from her mother. But yeah, she was a child star who didn't want to be a child star.
How did she turn out so relatively okay.
I mean,
you've got parents that are pushing you to do this job who don't support you, because that's who you need and who you go to when you are that age to offer you advice, support, love, protection. And you're getting it from the outside world at such a vulnerable stage, and your parents can't give that to you. Oof.
Yeah, and I think that she literally, I mean, it was pretty public when she was with Modern Family and like how she was struggling. They talk about that. She even says, like, people think I retired, but I literally, because of my role was so big that I got typecast as this. And then on top of it, I had to really step back and deal with the trauma. So I think she like held, that space for herself. And because of it, her career took a hit, but it's probably worth it in the end. And now she talks pretty openly about all this.
All right. You guys, Meghan Markle's new everything is coming out, right? We had her show with Love Meghan. Then she has her As Ever brand. So she's selling things. She's talking about things on her show that you can make for yourself. Well, one person made something and is going, I'm sorry, Meghan, you owe me $10 million because this crap that you told me I could put on my body gave me massive burns. Get this. So Meghan Markle made this homemade bath salt recipe in like her very first episode of With Love Meghan. She said, this is what I make for like my friends when they come visit. It is Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, arnica oil. Is that how you say it? Arnica? Whatever. Oil, lavender oil. That's it. And I make these bath salts.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think, I saw this episode, I wouldn't think anything of it. Okay. Well, this woman, Robin Patrick, told Radar Online, Brittany.
What?
Radar, spell it backwards
Words
or
are
forwards.
forwards.
It says the same. Okay. She told Radar Online that she did this and put it like into warm water in her bathtub and immediately knew something was wrong. She said, I felt some initial just mild tingling sensation without discomfort. Then I covered my legs and it reached my buttocks. And I began feeling burning and significant discomfort in those areas. I left the tub, tried to get it off, put Gold Bond lotion, specifically Gold Bond lotion, all over my body to no relief. I ended up getting intense ulcers. I still can't take a shower. I can't wear clothing over where these sores are. Since the incident, it's persistent burning and discomfort. These symptoms are affecting my life. I have diabetes and I'm deeply concerned about the risk of infection, sepsis, or other complications. It feels like I'm burning from within. All from Meghan Markle's bath salts.
Okay, so.
So she's seeking a minimum of $75,000 for medical expenses and $10 million from Meghan Markle, Netflix, and Archwell Productions for their reckless disregard for public safety and to deter similar conduct in the future. I'm laughing because this is such a joke. She's willing to settle out of court for a financial agreement if it can be reached.
Oh, that's so nice of her.
Meghan Markle's attorney has come back and said, I'm sorry, it's really not our fault that you didn't read the labeling on your Epsom salts package that clearly states that it's not for people with certain conditions such as diabetes.
Which this woman has.
That's like not on us, doll.
No. It'd be like, yeah. It'd be like, it is wild because like the product you were using says it has their butt covered because they're like, no, don't use this if you have these conditions.
Yeah, and it's like going, God, Meghan Markle made this really good-looking milkshake, but I'm super lactose intolerant.
I know.
I'm going to make it too and see what happens.
As somebody who unfortunately suffers from
The lactose,
yes,
the dairy.
I do feel this. I think I might be on her side now.
You are also a victim.
I'm also a victim.
Sue for $10 million, but be willing to settle.
Yeah,
And make sure that's in the statement.
Yeah, she's willing to settle if a number can come. Like, it's such a laughable joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
such
can't
a
believe
reach.
a lawyer picked it up.
It's such an overreach. It was a lawyer who went, all right, let's see if I can make some money off of this too.
You know, that is like so embarrassing. I cannot believe a lawyer picked it up. Like, that just means career ending vibes. Or maybe you like create a whole like reputation that you'll literally take any case.
Yeah. This lawyer for Meghan Markle's people, by the way, As your letter recognizes, a duty of care requires a foreseeable injury. It was not foreseeable that you would disregard the instructions on the Epsom salt packaging in attempting to make and use your own bath salts.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was giving per my last email.
Was
my
it
last
not?
email, like regarding, yes.
Can you imagine being that level of like famous influence or anything and you get this kind of stuff all day, every day? You know they do. We just happened to hear about this one because this woman went to Radar Online.
Yeah.
Like,
And Radar Online is low enough to take it.
they're like, shady, yes, queen, show me your photos of your burns.
Show us the buttocks you speak so
Yum,
much
yum,
of.
yum, yum, yum. Eat it up. We'll put some quotes around it. It'll be really cute.
Yeah, no, it's not great. It's actually, it's just like so un-Minnesotan. That's, to be honest, to sue somebody over something that is not their fault.
We would be like, my legs are burning enough. It's fine. It's fine. Don't like worry about that though. Like,
As a kid, I got hit in the head with a rocking horse at a store here, and my mom was like, she's fine. I was bleeding from my head.
And she makes it sound like the rocking horse was just somewhere. No, it fell off of a shelf and hit her
Top
head.
shelf.
Like, what?
I was unconscious. I still remember, do you know who the president is, was asked at that point, and I had to say Bill Clinton, and I started laughing because it was during like the whole, I did not have sex with I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, no, it's not great. I do have some really fun news though. Right now we've got Matt Rogers, who is guest hosting with Jenna Bush Hager on Today with Jenna and Friends. He's been on all week. If you know, he is somebody who is teamed up with Bo and Yang on Las Culturistas, their podcast. He's also been a lot of different places because of their relationship, and he's great at hosting. This is the first time I've seen this, there is a huge call to action to get this man as the permanent host. I haven't seen one other host had this big of a response of like, he's perfect, keep him. Not even ScarJo. Not even, I'm trying to think of all the other big names we've had in there.
Like Kiki Palmer was there.
Yes.
They've had so many at this point.
I do have some audio. It's bringing out a version of Jenna Bush Hagar that is super fun. Like, I think she's letting her guard down just because he is so inappropriate that all of a sudden she's just kind of relaxing a little bit. So here is that clip.
My dad is a huge Elton John fan, and it was one of his first records that he had, and I got for Christmas the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road vinyl, and it'd be playing.
My mom also loved Elton. She loves Elton.
Yeah.
But we went to the Elton John concert on the White House lawn.
Oh, epic.
2 years ago.
Wow.
Not last year.
Yeah.
2 years ago. We went, and it was amazing because
Yeah.
he's doing his goodbye performances.
Did you hear the record with Brandy Carlisle?
Yeah. Do you know that Brandy Carlisle is the woman I would leave my husband for?
Wow. Does the audience know that?
I'm not sure I've ever said it exactly straight up, but she is.
See, that's good. I feel like a true journalist now. Because I'm telling you, I am breaking the news. You know that's going to be headline news.
He's not
on like
wrong.
closerweekly.com.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
You know
I mean,
that?
like, it's one of those things where she's just been doing super funny because, like, she is a goofball. Mm-hmm. And, like, the only thing I think that would struggle is I don't know if he can take the reins because, like, a lot of times she's the goofy one and he's more goofy. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but he's great as a host.
So I wonder if they'll do another round with him.
That's,
you know, to like test the waters of, okay, you were really goofy and really funny, but we're going to throw in a couple of these stories at you.
Yeah, I think I think so. I mean, he did great. I've seen a lot of his clips. We'll see. We'll keep you up to date on, I don't even know who's next week with Today with Jenna and Friends.
I think the others are too big of names. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's just too big of a name. She's not going to be the one that ends up taking this job where he'd be perfect for it.
Yeah.
It's his
Touche.
thing.
Available. He's very available.